Okay, so the next portfolio we have up is good old Daniel Burgess. Bumby, if you're there, I hope you're feeling a tad excited. For anyone who's curious, Tad makes Bumby take a sip of his drink, whatever that may be. Water, other. By other, I mean alcohol. I'm like gasoline. He's drinking gasoline. Captain, what's up, man? Yes, Curious is posting the links to the portfolios as they're coming. But if that's not enough for you, there is a portfolio link on where if you go to, so quick little departure. So if you go to dynastyempire.com, give me a second here. So if you go here, you see up here, you've got the Learning Hub. So you click that. You will be here. You could go to portfolio reviews. This is a lot of clicks. I apologize. There's a form to sign up for portfolio reviews. And then here, you can find the list. So if you click that, you'll be able to see who is in line and where that all sits currently. There's a lot, actually. But, yeah. Let me scale this down a little bit. So you can see which ones have been posted on YouTube, the ones that are in queue, and then where we're at. We're right here. My quarantine environment piece, if you don't mind. I'm reviewing 4 today. How's everyone doing, by the way? I see there's about 58 people in here. Spread the word. Spread the word about the channel. Yes. Yes, help me grow. Help the empire grow. 4D, what's going on? All right. Yeah, I'm going to call you Stex. Feel free to message me on Discord too if you're still battling the battle or if you have questions or anything. I'm always around. If I don't reply, it's probably because I'm sleeping or I'm playing with the king himself. Not the Swedish king, Empire king. Let's check this out. So, quarantine. Got the Boston Military Zone B. Screening of all residents is mandatory. So right off the bat, I am really happy you're using signage. That's key, in my opinion, to making a scene real, you know? Like warning signs, telling people where to go. Because when you think about it just for a little while, or the next time you're outside and you're navigating a city or driving, or signs are everywhere and they tell you everything. It's like the city or the streets were built for people that don't know what the heck is going on. So over-signing a place is always better than under-signing a place. Signage is king. So yeah, I like that you've gone about building all of the buildings. I think there's some gaps in these windows, maybe. I could be reading that wrong. If the Swedish king signed up for a portfolio review, that'd be, I don't know what I would do about that. I don't know how I'd handle it. I'd bring him on for an interview. That'd be cool. Oh, you did an overgrowth version as well. Okay. So the overgrowth is definitely having some issues with the way that the lighting is on it. It's like the normals aren't volumized in the sense where like they have like a shape where the light wraps around them. It's very like I'm not sure how to put it. You're getting a little bit over here, and it might be the shader. It's really like the light is really filling it out. He's visited. What is this song? Hang on here. What is going on? Okay. So, number one thing that is bugging me is scale. There's some normal map issues or like some smoothing group issues where you've got some normals that are bending things in a weird way or things that I'm not, like I'm assuming that's like a little light or something. I think so, Chris. I think this is actually based off of Last of Us. Yeah, there it is. There's a concept of Last of Us. Maybe it's in here. Nope. You should always have a link to the concept in the description or in here. It's just good practice. So, yes, so we got normal issues, but the number one thing that is bugging me, or the thing that you should always pay attention to, is scale. Getting a character in here, I'm curious as to how big some things are to the character. And like, these look like body bags, right? Or like tarp over multiple bodies, I'm assuming. So knowing that, I'm guessing the character is maybe like this tall. That actually, this doorway looks really small. The size of the beams, the way things are scaled, like this this railing on the side here, is that railing or is that like a fence type thing? Oh, it's a challenge. Yeah, I remember that. So when you're doing signage like this as well, that line that's happening down there, usually for signs that people need to be able to read from a distance, they do a color separation. Like you see this warning sign, there's a reason why the whole top part is red, and then you have the white text in front of it. So the whole top piece just reads red. So with here, you could do the whole top piece is white, and then the text is green or something like that, or vice versa. And then having like even little logos and stuff that are like branded, like, oh, this sign was printed by this company. Stuff like that really helps ground things in reality. This close-up is pretty intense. I think if you have a close-up like this, make sure to get some detail normals on the surface of this. And if you can, mask the detail normals between these two so that you can get a detail normal on the paint that's slightly different from the concrete. Or it's like taking the concrete normal but then slightly blurring it, because you know, like how paint kind of bubbles the details a little, a tad bit. Did I say it twice? A tad? Was that 3 times? Yeah. I like this. So the thing that I really like about the second piece here is how it's like an evolution of the space, and there's more storytelling than just overgrowth. Like the red marking up there. I actually can't read that text though. What does that say? Maybe no more? Could be wrong. Anyways, I do like the evolution of a space. Definitely work on how your foliage is shaped and kind of like the nature or the composition of how ivy and vines and stuff grow. So like, for example, these ones are up here. Where did those come from? Like they have to have like a starting point, right? Maybe they, you know, usually they start down at the bottom, maybe in dirt or a crack or something down here. And then they like grow their way up things. Maybe this grew up this direction. Taking the opportunity, because this is so organic, is to take this edge here and just kind of go crazy with it. Not too insane, but it doesn't have to be straight because it's organic now, right? It's branches, it's leaves, vines. It's pretty cool how much it changes things though. Yeah, double check your scale on things. right, let's look at your other stuff real quick here. So wait, how old is this one? This one, so that's the one 6 months old. Then you've got the Feudal Japan challenge. Good job on doing a challenge. They're probably the best way to accelerate your growth as an artist, is to be challenged by a deadline. Deadlines make the wheels turn. This is cool. Very nice. Oh, that's cool. The roughness looked flat in the ivy. Yeah, those images at the bottom were pretty small. Let me go real quick back here. Yeah, so the roughness for the ivy was a single value, which isn't horrible. Like, as long as it's separating itself from the other elements, that's a good first start. It's interesting, though, that the grass and the plants and stuff are all kind of like in completely different extremes. Like the ferns are black or almost black, and then the ivy is like a gray. Grass has a light gray. Unifying that stuff really helps. So Chris Rasby says, over-reliance on vegetation sometimes has a bad effect. Sometimes it's better to make a scene completely without vegetation first, and then you add just enough to make it a bit more detailed. Otherwise, it's easy to go too far. Yeah, and I mean, he started with this scene, right? I think in this scene, if there was a little bit of foliage to begin with, then you can understand where it's going to come from. Because, like, the time difference between these two, I guess the trees would have shown up if it was like 20 years or whatever. But yeah. All right, sorry, back to this guy. So this is pretty cool. It's pretty simple, but looks like you executed it pretty well. Let's keep going down this and see what's going on here. So you got your little asset list here. What I would suggest doing is maybe taking these sections and display them individually. I can't do this. I can't do that song. YouTube, feel happy you didn't hear that. It was a little heavy-handed. Close-ups of these, maybe doing a render per section would be better than how far away these are, because I kind of want to see like what these look like up close. Maybe I see it up here. So I see this material. So there's just like needles that have fallen, I think, from above. I could be wrong. Something like that. It does get quite dark in that in the material. You probably don't want it to go that dark. I think overall the scene's executed pretty well. The edges here, like, this is very geometric, and trying to build it in a way where it looks like things are real. Like this beam here has got like a little cut through it, right? So that this can rest in there. Actually make the cut and then do like a little bevel so there's a little bit of light that gets caught in there, so you get some shadowing in there or something. So it'll help like piece things together so that they look like they're actually fit together. Then the steps here are cutting into the base of that, and I don't know if that's got to be just clipping, because it kind of breaks the illusion unless you can mask that with little leaves and stuff. Because I think what you're missing is actually some of the smaller details. You're getting it on the arch here. I don't even, what do you call this? What do you call this thing? The rope is also quite large. The rope is probably the only thing in here, minus the stairs, that's going to help explain the scale. A Torii arch, thank you. So I assume this needs to be thinner, just even by a little bit. And then material separation. See, while these renders are pretty cool, where you split it up like that, I want to see like the roughness of the arch and it's not in here. And if it was in here and say this was the roughness one, then I wouldn't see, I would only get that little preview of it. Torii ropes are actually weirdly thick. Oh, that's good to know. Okay. Maybe it's all right then. See, that's a good sign then, because that means that they were following the reference. Let's see what the concept looks like. Wow, that was really slow for some reason. There's no rope in this. All right, reference maybe was had. It's cool. It's cool either way, though. Definitely missing out with the rain. And maybe like increasing the fog would have helped with separation on this stuff. Because like there's not a lot going on back behind there. And because you've made this arch, I would just place a few more. I think there are a few more back there. Yeah, there's one right there. Okay. It's kind of hard to see. Oh, that's interesting. So where these come out like this, you've chosen not to do that. I think that would help with the support of this, because like structurally speaking, like when you see something tall, it's good to have like a broader base, just because it feels either more grounded or Chris Scott. Nice. Oh wow, that is weirdly large. Oh, and they hang stuff off of it too. Here's the other one. Come on. What's going on here? That's interesting. So these things being placed on top is actually pretty interesting as well. But yeah, let's look at your... So you've got a lot of substances in here. That's cool. They're not... I mean, they're good, but they're not like popping out like, holy crap, this guy and his materials are crazy. Oil lamp. Let's see here. This one looks interesting. Okay, last one we'll look at. I like the way this is put together on the edge. Little diorama. So this one's 2 years old, so we won't rest on it for too long. But again, it's scale. A virus, geez. Oh, geez, virus. Yeah, so scale is super important. You see the size of the newspaper here, the size of the chair. And the size of the books is very like that book looks massive. If you were to sit here and hold that. Can you get a job without using designer? Yes, yes you can. Designer is a weird thing right now. Everyone feels like they have to have substances in their portfolio. I would say doing one. Chris, Jermis a huge one. Oh, there are. Oh, there's another one. I'm scared. There's no way. Is that for real? Is that... Oh, man, that's great. Oh, I forgot to turn my little sign on. For shame. Oh, man, that's funny. Yes, Derp. Yes. I got nose tickles. Anywho. Yes. Yes. So much for realistic proportions, eh? I mean, sure. All I know is if you put that in a game, someone's going to be like, what? This must be stylized. Tobias, that is a great idea. I'm gonna need some extra wires. It's far away. Okay, hang on here. Yeah, I mean, I like that you're doing these little dioramas. They're pretty interesting. They have a little bit of story to them as well. It's definitely the scale is the issue. Some normal problems here. This is 2 years ago, so I'm going to... you have leveled up. I think you need to focus on your material and modeling definition. And then I think a little bit more, I wouldn't say industrial design, but like structural understanding for how things are put together that are man-made. And I think compositionally, this could be more interesting if you're able to see more of the arches in the distance. I have a runny nose now. Core art skills. Japanese equal stylized. Very good. All right, I'll be right back. All right, there you go. Just for you. It's like I miniaturized. That's too good. All right, next portfolio.